Brothers and sisters and friends, this afternoon we want to talk about the ballot or the bullet. The ballot or the bullet explains itself. We have a fight that's common to all of us. We suffer political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. Today it's time to stop singing and start swinging.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey.
Fresh edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Happening right now on this Wednesday, March 28th, 2025. Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey.
Yeah, hump day is happening right now. And yeah.
Is it hump day? It's not Friday?
You got me confused. Look, I never know. I never know. Let me see. Oh, it is Friday. My bad. It's Friday. Okay.
Dang.
Wish I didn't have to work this weekend. It might have been fun. Friday. Excuse me, y'all. Friday.
Paul.
Yeah. Oh, man. I should have just looked at the chat.
Yeah.
Larry Keister gives us a fry yip, yay, 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 yip, yay, yip, yay, yippee, yippee. I messed up at the very end, but I got most of it.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, you gotta do it with. We can't just like sound out everything. We gotta do it with speed. That's the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
That's the challenge. So shout out to you.
Yeah, gets the brain going.
Shout out to Larry Keister. Appreciate you jumping on in. Pops gives us a good Friday morning and mad love for Las Vegas. Everybody's reminding me that it's Friday. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Kimmer Snipes gives us a good morning, y'all. Miss Erica Fell says, "Hey, Leia, good morning." Everybody's saying good morning to each other. I love it.
Okay. High spirits this morning. I like it.
Mama God gives us a good morning. First Guy fam. Good morning. Amy H. Dot says good morning. Miss Erica Phelps is saying that everybody's saying hello to each other. I love it. The fam's in the house.
Yeah. Miss Erica Phelps says, "Hey, Pops, Camera, Amy. This is why I jumped on real quick. See the originals, the OGs.
Michelle Moreno gives us a good morning. Appreciate that. RG says 68 degrees on a Friday morning. Yeah, I just had to turn my air conditioner on.
Man, yeah. It is. Heard it was nice out.
You're about to jump right into summer. 80 degrees is supposed to be today, by the way. So there you go. Marlon Harrison gives us a good morning, First Sky family, and happy TGIF. That's what's up. Judy Prinzer says good morning. Keep on keeping on. That's what's up.
Hey, keep on pushing.
Yep. Mama God says I like your notice screen that came up on the YouTube yesterday. Appreciate that.
Man,
so, trying to get better with it. So shout out to everybody that's joining us this morning, all the chat chimers, all the ghost listeners. Do us a favor, share the show. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Let's get as many people in the conversation as we can. Lots to talk about today. Of course, this is the end of the week, even though I didn't know what day it was. It's the end of the week.
Snuck up on you.
Let us know what's going on this weekend. I didn't even really grab a whole bunch of weekend haps because definitely was not on the right day. So if you got some haps, if there's some things going on in the community that you think we need to be checking out, please put them in the chat and also put them in Friends of First Sky Omaha so we can check that out. Friends of First Sky Omaha is our group page on Facebook for those of you who don't know. And definitely go in and check it out. So shout out to everybody who's been doing that, and shout out to you. So man buddy, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Got a little more rest than Wednesday. I could use a couple more winks, but I'm feeling good. Looking forward to today's conversation. Of course, it's Friday. No guest today. But we got a couple things to dive into. Kind of keeping it loose, recapping some things from this week. Looking forward to some things next week. I'm all right. And kind of in my day-to-day personal life, I'm excited. I think we're going to be throwing a kickback at Stankonia over the weekend. So, excited about that. I don't know if you've seen posts, but Big Boy just posted he is working on a new album. So, it's album time around the studio. So there's a lot of excitement around that. And feeling good. I'm with my brother Myron Pierce, man. Feeling good to be alive,
Bro, for real.
Hey, change perspective on things. Like Precious was saying, about the whole plane situation. Like, hey, learn your lessons, count your blessings.
Yep. We will jump into some community updates. Of course, that we've been reeling this week off of some shootings and things that's been happening. As a matter of fact, I think we've talked more about shootings in North Omaha than we've ever had on this show because of how it's affected folks close to home, people that are in the fight, the citizen journalist soldiers like Brother Myron Pierce.
Man.
And the fact that another young person lost his life. So, this is it's been a hard week for everybody. Everybody's been in on this, and one thing I will say is that I really feel like a lot of people have been more involved and more in tune with what's happening in our neighborhoods and more ready to band together and stop some things to really help. And Brother Myron Pierce speaking out definitely has echoed that. The fact that he's using this platform before he's even done in the hospital
Still
and
got the galls of his face. Like,
and coming out and saying stop the violence. So shout out to brother Myron, and we will be probably bring him on at some point and talk to him too personally. But he's been all over the place. He's been on 95.7 The Boss. This is a photo from him speaking to Melissa Wright on channel 3 KMTV, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. That's definitely something that's still very very close to everybody right now, that everybody's going through. We're still going through it,
man.
so we'll definitely be talking about that. We also got upcoming dates that's happening. Shout out to Flatwater Free Press for putting some upcoming dates on. Of course,
Yeah, man.
the April 1st date is the most important one that's happening here. That's the primaries. We've been going hard on trying to get all of the candidates, especially in District 2, interviews, so you can kind of get to know them. Shout out to everybody who gave us feedback on those videos and feel like they've helped them to
Yeah.
really understand where people are coming from, because that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that's doing it. Looks like we will get everyone. I still haven't been able to speak to Miss Juanita Johnson, Councilwoman Juanita Johnson, excuse me. Put some respect on her name. I haven't talked to her yet. And Brother Yuri, haven't talked to him yet, although I did get a call from him yesterday about putting something together for this weekend. So hopefully we'll have all 9 candidates done before the primaries, which is the goal, so that we can you can kind of make your decision. And if you've been following along as we go, then you probably already are starting to form your opinions on what's going on there if you're from here. So that's what's up. Brother Rentiera, Jonathan, I spoke to him yesterday. He's in the chat right now saying shout out to Myron. Yep. He's running for district, what is it, 5? I'm sorry, man, I get the districts
4.
mixed up. 4, district 4. Yep. So we'll be looking for his video coming up as well. We didn't just do district 2, we were doing all the districts.
Yeah.
So be looking for that for sure. Appreciate that. Marlon Harrison in the chat says the Hispanic community is in good spirits because Yolanda Salvador, the woman who killed Selena, got denied parole. Man, mind you, she was supposed to be out on Monday, March 31st. I didn't realize that.
Man, thanks for that, Marlon.
It's been all over the place. I've definitely seen that. It's it kind of brought up some sad memory of that tragedy happening. Somebody very close to Selena, ended her life, and that's just crazy.
Man.
The whole story is crazy. They've made movies about it now. So it's interesting that it's still in the zeitgeist, man, and that she might have been out on March 31st. That's just crazy to me. So anyway, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's just in time. Like, it flies,
Yeah. Yep. RG, man, you right along with my sentiment. Brother Myra came out out of the hospital spitting gospel. I don't even think he was hardly at the hospital yet before he was already on, turning the camera on himself and speaking. So that's what's up. He was, that's what stood out to me too. The community has failed you, and he wasn't lying. He even went so far as to forgive the young man that shot him in the face, basically. So yeah, man, that's real tough situation, and prayers to him. I mean, tough situation in that I'm so happy that the brother is not afraid to use his platform to speak up right now while this is happening to him. It's not like it happened to him before. It's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
He's not finished with his doctor visits and he's already speaking. So that's what's up. So so that's what's happening there. We'll definitely talk more about that subject. We appreciate that. A couple things that are coming up this weekend. A gardening workshop is happening with Omaha Public Library and No More Empty Pots, 2 very good organizations. Something you want to do with the kids. It's happening tomorrow at 2:00, 2 to 3:30. Little gardening workshop. So you can learn how to do some things. It is springtime, and I've heard some people say they're going to start some gardens in their yard. So if you need a little workshop or need a community around workshopping, that type of thing, you might want to check this out tomorrow at 2:00. This is 6015 Benny Street in Omaha, Nebraska. Definitely check this out. It's the Benson branch. Looks like they're going to be at the library, huh? Okay, so gardening workshop at the library with No More Empty Pots.
Nice.
Shout out to Omaha Public Library, bro.
Man.
Shout out to that. Shout out to that library. I've lived in many places and never felt as close to a public library situation as I do here. They're awesome.
Man.
Not even where I grew up in my own hometown library. I've been feeling so much more close to this one. It's crazy. So shout out to them for doing that. Something to take the kids to. We'll put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha for more information. Also, another family night, family fun, and hands-on learning STEAM night at MCC.
Hey.
This is happening today, as a matter of fact. So that's today at 5:30. A couple things to take the kids to today on a Friday, and on an 80-degree Friday at that. So it might be something
Yeah.
you want to check into, man. That's 5300 North 30th Building 24 on the North Campus of MCC. Definitely check that out. STEAM night. A lot of STEAM programs. We're still on that. We're still on the fact that North Omaha has many a STEAM program.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we need to be pushing those. So that's what's up. Also, a health fair is coming up tomorrow, March 29th, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Omaha North High. Free
Sweet.
screenings for all families. So you might want to go check that out as well. Always take advantage of a free screening if you can, because even screenings cost these days in the medical industry. So if you can get down to a free screening for the families, go ahead and do that. This is brought to you by Black Family Health and Wellness Association, Inc. First time I've heard of that organization. I definitely want to look into them, see what's going on. But they're providing the 25th annual health fair. I guess they've been doing this a while. And it's going to be tomorrow. March 29th, which is tomorrow. Yep. 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday morning. Omaha North High School. Bring the fam. Get some screenings.
Man.
There you go. And something else that came up that's huge that I hadn't even heard about. Shout out to Marlon Harrison for putting this in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Interesting that I have not seen this quite yet, but this is huge. This is the 100th anniversary of Malcolm X. The celebration of life is going to happen over there. The Legacy Gala is happening at the Durham Museum.
Man, that's huge.
Very huge. Honorary chair is the Dr. Shabazz. In fact, so this daughter's going to be in town and everything, bro. This is huge. May 31st, 2025, 6 p.m. The presenting sponsor, North End Teleservices, so a huge company out here in North Omaha as well. I'm surprised that I haven't heard more about this, but I guess the people who know. And if you're planning on going to this, let us know. Love to hear about who signed up to go to this and go check this out and celebrate the 100th anniversary of the life of Malcolm X at the Legacy Gala that's happening, presented by Malcolm X Memorial Foundation. Shout out,
Man.
doing it big. Yeah, that logo is tight. I like that. You're right.
Yeah, I like this graphic. So whoever put that together did they thing.
Get down.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Miss Erica felt in the chat talking about gardening workshops. They have fantastic gardening workshops. Also, OPL lets you get 15 seed packets free per month.
Hey,
We're planning ours this morning at the play school. Now if the play school's watching your kids, the kids are not only safe, but they're gonna be over there learning stuff like gardening and stuff like that too. Come on, bro. We need to shout out to you, Miss Erica Felt, doing the good work. She says it's World Water Day is next Saturday, April 5th at Miller Park. There's a water walk and activities for families.
Okay.
Springtime, man, bringing up the families.
Yeah, bring out the babies. That's what it's
Bring
about.
out the babies, man. Appreciate everybody that's joined. Also, Mama Guy says the new library is coming along, going to be nice. I got some footage of me walking around inside the library. We did a hard hat tour. It's not quite done. But I'll start putting some of that footage up so you can see what's going on the inside, because it's going to be an incredible building. Yeah. Incredible. Shout out Omaha Public Library for real. And with that, I'll save some of the stuff we got coming up later in community updates for a little later on in the show. If you have anything that's going on this weekend, please let us know. Oh, one thing I will say that I do know that's happening this weekend. This is still that's my guy right there. That's not it. This is still open. Field of Lilies is still happening. It's going to be happening through April 19th. It's going to be nice tomorrow, so it might be a good time to get out and see this. It's going to be nice today too if you happen to be around. This is still going on by Lily Stinson. Lily Stennis Vincent has a solo exhibition over there at the Union for Contemporary Art. Lots of things happening at Union for Contemporary Art. Some changes that I just heard about yesterday that we'll bring to you early part of next week. But in the meantime, between time, you can go find out for yourself if you go there and enjoy a little fellowship at the Union for Contemporary Art and check out Field of Lilies this weekend. If you do, it's running through April 19th. I highly suggest you go check it out. Support the young local sister for real.
Man.
And her stuff is dynamic.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Dynamic, bro. Right. Big time, big time. So shout out to Union for doing this, and everybody who's already showed up and supported. The opening reception was off the hook. So many people there supported, and it's beautiful to see. We're really trying to entrench the Union for Contemporary Art back into the Black community in a strong, strong, strong way, and make sure that it stays. Man, it's an institution that needs to stay. So please support and go check that out. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the community updates right now. And hand it over to Buddy. Buddy, what's the topics of conversation for today? What are we going to
Yeah, well, some of you see the title. We definitely going to be talking about a little public safety. Kind of got into it about Brother Myron today. So there are some updates with some of the shootings from earlier this weekend. Yeah, to your point, we don't intentionally we don't talk about a lot about the shootings. In the community that happened, and we might talk about some of the bills, how the city is responding to some of the shootings and things like that. But it's just been a point for us not to talk about, especially if we don't have all the details. There's so many other things happening in our community to highlight and talk about. But we do have to talk about it, and we do have to acknowledge it. And I want to talk about it in a way that follows the lead of Brother Myron, because I definitely love how he's responding to the situation. So we'll be kind of getting into his response if you haven't seen it a little later on. Also, there's a call to action coming along with that. So definitely time to step up. Also, speaking of stepping up, we are, again, as Paul mentioned, still working on our interviews, our candidate interviews. So if you haven't seen that already, definitely check that out on our YouTube page. That is available. Check us out, First Guy Omaha, on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. That's the best way to stay on top of everything, because we definitely have several other candidates still coming out, mostly District 2 right now, because that's kind of the deepest pool of candidates. But we also have candidates from District 7, 4, and a few other districts. So big shout out to all the candidates for hooking up with us, and definitely excited to kind of recap that and learning a lot. For those of you who have watched it, I do kind of want to dive into some of that. Of course, we'll be previewing on Monday, the day before the primary, a little deeper, but definitely wanted to get some feedback and hear what everyone has to say about, what you're seeing, what you're learning, possibly, maybe even, some candidates that you're feeling from these interviews. So appreciate the feedback we've gotten so far. And definitely looking at that. Also, some other things happening as far as Trump that Paul has pulled, and I definitely might want to kind of preview that. Especially, I'm thinking about this gardening situation. Thank you for highlighting that with the public library. I've been talking to a few family members of mine about buying some seeds and getting into that in the light of how things are looking economically. Yeah, it might behoove you to kind of grow your own food and take some matters into your own hands, rather than, running to these grocery stores and paying $20 for a carton of eggs. So,
get off them eggs anyway.
Man, yeah. So on that note, we'll be, it's Friday. We're kind of keeping it loose, as I mentioned. No guests today. So we'll be talking about all that and, possibly more. Again, if there's anything on your hearts and minds, feel free to drop that into the chat. Appreciate all the feedback and input thus far. I did want to acknowledge something that Pop said. I appreciate what Brother Marlon Harrison was saying about the Selena situation. Kind of interesting anecdote from Pops, Mr. Paul Allen III. He says, life is a trip. I stayed at that motel not long after Selena was killed there. It was eerie. I didn't know it was the same place until I got there. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah. But thanks for sharing that, Pops. Again, Saturday Morning Chronicles, talking about the library, man. All kind of music stories. So definitely the book is available in the library. We're actually working on bringing you some of that content on our platform and on our newsletter. Excuse me. So yeah. Shout out to Pops.
Shout out. I definitely want to. You didn't mention it, but Ramadan's going on right now.
Man,
and so shout out to everybody. I'm not a part of that, but shout out to everybody that has that discipline to go on the fast, and you fasting right now, right, buddy?
yeah. Well, just winding down, coming towards the end of it. I'll be honest. Some of the days I cheated just because my sleeping schedule is all over the place. So.
And them babies.
Yeah, but I'll mess around and not eat for 48 hours, and that's a lying asking you to do that,
Right.
So you got to definitely take care of yourself. But Ramadan, It's definitely been an interesting month, and that's kind of a little information about it. Ramadan is actually the name of the month during which the fast is taking place. So yeah, Ramadan, the month of Ramadan in the Islamic calendar, has been interesting, and winding down.
Yeah. Just shout out to everybody. I've always got mad respect for people who are engaging in what it is that they feel like they need to engage in, and especially when it comes to withholding what you need to withhold in order to kind of clear your mind. And there's a lot of theories out there that match that you should fast and you meditate, and make sure that you get your head and your body straight. So just shout out to everybody who has the discipline to do that, man. 'Cause that's a tough one for me, for real.
Man, yeah,
Real.
it is.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting exercise.
There you go. 7:20 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, shout out to everybody that's joining us and jumping in. I appreciate all the comments so far. Do us a favor, share the show. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, it's easy to share the show. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe over there. And we'll take a quick break and come in and jump into some discussion. And shout out to everybody who is here and staying through to the end on this hour of First Sky Omaha, fresh edition of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
Hey, in the morning.
Happening right now, y'all. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Lead poisoning in children under 7 is scary, but it's also 100% preventable. Not only can lead be found in paint and soil, it can be found in many common spices, certain baby foods, and brought home from job sites. Children with lead poisoning might not show any symptoms until their levels are dangerously high. So ask your healthcare provider for a lead test for your child. You can help prevent lead poisoning in children. Brought to you by Douglas County Health.
Hello, Omaha and Lincoln voters. This is Precious McKesson with the Nebraska Democratic Party. The mayoral and city council elections in Omaha will take place on April 1st, and municipal races in Lincoln will take place on April 8th. Early ballots will be mailed in Omaha on March 17th, as well as in-person voting will begin. Early ballots in Lincoln will be mailed on March 24th, and in-person voting will begin March 24th. Remember to sign and return mail-in ballots before April 1st for Omaha and April 8th for Lincoln. Visit nebraskademocrats.org for more information on candidates and voting procedures. Paid for by the Nebraska Democratic Party, who is responsible for the content of this advertising. www.nebraskademocrats.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidate committee. We hope to see you all at the polls, and remember, when we vote, we...
Shout out to Precious McKesson giving us the good word there on that. Just remember that these important dates are happening, and on the important date list right now, March 31st, which is in a few days, last day of early voting at the election office. So if you're doing some early voting, been holding that early voting ballot, then you got to take it down to the election office by March 31st, and because the very next day you'll have to go to your polling place to check it out on primary day, so April 1st. Don't sleep on the primaries. I know that it's not one that people vote more on the general election than they do the primaries, but as you can see, the primaries are very important, especially in our district, District 2, where there's 9 candidates.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top there on that.
District 4 as well. I believe it's 4 candidates. So the primary definitely matters in those 2 candidates, districts specifically. But yeah, check out all the candidates. That was actually a thought that I had. Like this, us interviewing every candidate, somebody from these pool of interviews will be on city council. So this kind of gives us a good stance to know where every single city council member stands on all of these issues, which is valuable information beyond just voting. Like, how do we actually get some of these things done? Who has similar ideas, on the city council that can work together? Just some really useful insight that I'm getting just from editing these, and hopefully everybody, is getting something similar from watching them.
That's right. One of the big questions that we're asking each candidate has to do with public safety. That's a huge one. As you know, we always hear the mayor and other people talking about that we have a shortage of police officers, 100 police officers short. It's been interesting to hear the different answers from the different people that are that we're interviewing, because it ranges from everything from public safety is not just about police; it's about environment. Some people are for or understanding that we need a bigger budget for the police in order for us to have that shortage of 100 officers supplemented. Others don't feel like we need to do that. Some of the candidates feel like we need to take money away from that police budget in order and give it to some mental health agents in order to go on calls instead of police. It's big range. You'll have to go check us out at YouTube and check out the interviews in order to find out who's saying what on that. But yeah, it's interesting range of people's ideas about public safety. But all the candidates understand we need some public safety. We need to think about public safety, especially in light of what's been going on, what just happened this week in our community as well. So everybody's heart is going out to everybody who has suffered from what's going on here in this week of violence that's happened. This young man that lost his life, another young man that got shot, and then of course our peers, Myron Pierce, also a victim as well. So yeah, it's an interesting question. And what does the city council member do about public safety? What's their role as a city council member? The other question I love asking too is, what is the job? What's the job of a city council member? For the most part, everybody has a really good grasp of what they're supposed to be doing and how they're going to go about doing it. But it really does have to do with the purse strings. It really has to do with controlling the budget, the money, where they're going to put money at. Some people feel preventative is the key. Some people feel more policing, more of the back end is the key. What say you? Definitely want to hear from you in the chat, and also put your answers in Friends of First Sky Omaha as well to talk about this. But this is something that we're going to get into today a little bit, and I'll go ahead and pass it to Buddy. Hopefully, I set it up in the right way for you to jump through and didn't give too much away about what you're gonna say next. So we'll see.
No, that's all right. And before we really dive in, I ain't even checking with you. Like, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm like I said, just working, man. Just like I feel pretty good about what is going on with the way that we're able to help. I feel like the way we're able to help is getting even better. And it helps to get some feedback from hearing from folks that are saying that stuff that we're doing even with the candidate interviews has really been helping, and that's I'm happy about that. So it's a lot of work, and we're trying to build a crew to get more stuff done and find more support, and that's just a constant struggle. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's matching my feeling that I have a purposeful line of work right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feel that too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle. We ain't getting rich off of this, but it is definitely like the work is hard and the work is long, and we're constantly trying to figure out how to do better with the work. But at least it's purposeful, fulfilling work. We feel like we're trying to make some kind of difference out here. So that makes it so that even when I'm tired, I can keep rolling. So I appreciate you asking about me. Yes, tired, rolling, but feeling good about it.
Man, I echo that. And I'm glad you that definitely sets up what I'm getting at. Because it's the same, and I have that same question for all of you out there, like especially the week that we've had as a community. Are we all right? How we doing? How are we doing? And I definitely again am appreciating brother Myron Pierce and the sentiment that he's putting out after the situation. The tragedy. Being shot in the face is a scary situation, but again, before his wounds have even healed, he's getting back to the work of healing the community itself. So big shout out to brother Myron Pierce. I will say that there has been some movement and some updates on some of the incidents, according to the Omaha Scanner and the Omaha Police Officers Association and the Omaha Police. There has been an arrest in connection to the actually two arrests in connection to the shooting on 52nd. Connection to the 15-year-old that passed. Definitely love, like, condolences goes out to his family dealing with that loss right now. But I will say, for all the feelings and the disagreements that we have with Omaha police and what you may feel about public safety in the community. It is nice to know that this was solved quickly. There are some arrests. Hopefully, things will continue to go in that direction as far as figuring it out. But what does public safety look like? Is it just city council? Is it just as simple as hiring 100 more police to fix things? This conversation has to definitely continue. One thing that it is clear from watching these interviews from city council, hearing their answers about public safety, how they want to handle public safety. We as a community have to come up with some solutions as well, and can't just rely. It's not going to be city council. I think we as a community have to figure that out, and then bring it to city council, and expect city council to support those things. But I really, really appreciate the call to action from Brother Myron Pierce and the leadership that he's showing as far as being shot in the face, but having love for even the person who shot him. Again, I don't think we have the video prepared, but if you haven't seen his interview on Channel 3, please go and check it out. It is on Friends of. It's on Friends of First Sky. If you're not on Facebook, maybe you can check out Channel 3. Because they did a good job. They did a good job as far as connecting with the brother, giving him a platform to speak, and he did his thing.
Shout out to Melissa Wright again on that.
Yeah, definitely. Big shout out to her, Northside correspondent, for that situation.
AMTV.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But again, the call to action to really love the babies. And from what I'm hearing from, friends that I'm speaking to, people who are still connected to the community, to be honest, it is some young folk that I'm hearing that are, possibly brewing. It is some gang related type things going on in the community. And we need to, and I've had this conversation several times with just other people, the quote unquote YNs, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You seen the ski masks. And how do we respond to these individuals in our community? And even saying these individuals, these are people's young brothers. The people who just got arrested in the situation, the shooting on 52nd, were 19 years old, teenagers still. These are our youth. And we need to embrace them. We need to love them and not be afraid of them. Because to brother Myron Pierce's point, they're misguided. But they're not unredeemable. I don't know if I said that word right, but
something.
They can be redeemed.
They can be redeemed.
They can be redeemed. So again, I'm not quite sure where else to go with that.
Yeah, again, I think check out what Myron Pierce had to say.
Yeah,
he said it all, and
yeah,
and he's not backing down. He's using that platform. This is what we talk about all the time. Today, he's top citizen journalist as far as I'm concerned. He's out. He's top news gang soldier out here. Really, using his platform as is going on. We're watching. It's super compelling. The brother still got gauze and stuff hanging out of his face while he's talking, because he didn't want to waste no time. He didn't want to waste no time to come out here and be like, look, we can do something. He was already doing this work before this happened. Mm-hmm. And then this really random thing happened. That's another thing that's really scary about what happened this time around. Usually in our city, if there's something going on, it's a personal thing, and it's, people know what was going on and so on and so forth. This happened to be a little bit more random because this brother has no ties to any of that kind of stuff. He was just walking the dog and happened to be struck in the face by a drive-by bullet. Flashes me back to 80s and 90s in California with drive-bys, and how scary it could be when you kind of, it was the day that it went down. Everybody, I feel like I was calling, and a lot of other people were calling, like, yo, stay in the house. Something's going down outside here. We don't know what. And shout out to all the people, BAA, Sherman Wells, everybody who's got boots to the roots in ties to youth and knows what's happening when it's happening and knows what's going on with people. So Shout out to everybody who's doing that, and we also call them and say, hey, what's going on? Just like you were able to talk to people that you're connected to, buddy, the same way. Word on the street is this and that, and we need to do something about that. So the biggest thing is to come back and really display the attitude that Brother Myron Pierce is displaying, which is forgiveness, which is embracing, which is, hey, let's get down to the root of the problem. The city has failed you. We got to figure these things out. So yeah, I shout out to everybody who's rallying around, and not just him, but all the people that are supporting him. He's got a circle of support around, and I appreciate everybody that's doing that, supporting him and getting that word out. And it's kind of on the same page, man. We're not going to be able to do nothing unless we get together and decide we're going to try to help the youth, especially. There's just nothing else we can do about it. So
yeah.
So that's the deal, man. And you're right. I don't feel like it's going to be the city council members that are going to solve it. There'll be a piece of it. There'll be a piece of it because you can put some money to something and figure it out. A lot of the sentiment is what people are talking about in the chat. Like Miss Erica Felt says, that's false. Talking about the way that the police, do we need more policing? She says the fire department said yesterday that there is plenty of budget for officers. There's a shortage because no one wants to be an officer. One of the candidates that we interviewed said that there's a lot of competition for officers. It's not just that they don't have the money; nobody haven't been able to hire folks. Plus, there's competition with all kinds of other departments all around the state, basically, and including the sheriff's department. They're all in competition for people. So the ones that feel like there's not enough police officers out there, having a little bit of a hard time with that. Another thing I ran across too was something from the Omaha Police Officers Association. Earlier today in Omaha, 13 priority calls were on hold. That means someone dialed 911 for an emergency, one that requires an immediate response from Omaha Police, but no officers were available to answer. The Uniform Patrol Bureau is understaffed by more than 80 officers, creating a dangerous situation for our city and our officers. Overall, the police department is down more than 120 officers. Everybody's on this 100 officers thing, and this is the first time now. 15 hours ago, they say 120 officers down. To our officers, thank you for your tireless dedication. We know you're overworked, exhausted, and stretched thin, yet you continue to show up every single day, putting your lives on the line for this community. When we see you, we appreciate you, and we can't thank you enough. Stay safe, officers. Keep your head on a swivel. The OPOA has your back. And this is the photo from Omaha Magazine that they're showing here on this. This is their statement that they put out recently. And I want to, and I have to ask, do you find this to be true? People that are calling 911, are you not getting through? Are we not getting helped? Are the police not coming out to your emergency? Is that ring true to you? Have you found that to be true? There's a lot of debate right now going on, especially with what's going to happen in city council. City council members are just going to be one vote out of 7 to decide whether or not we're going to put money more on the police budget or if we're going to put more money on prevention. And a lot of people have a lot of strong feelings about that. So I want to leave it to you too. What say you? Ariel's 402 says police do not stop crime. They respond to crime, need guidance in the prevention of crimes. A lot of people feeling that way. A lot of people feeling that way. I appreciate everybody that's giving us some love too right now. Wanda Lewis says, thank you for Sky Omaha for hosting candidate interviews. Very informative. Thank you. You're welcome for sure. Appreciate you. And all that you do as well as far as research and just the holding it down for First Sky the way you do. Appreciate you holding it down, man. That's what's up. Amy H.2, appreciate the compliment. You both are valuable to this community. Thank you,
man. RG giving us some love.
You're a conduit to the process. Best believe. Trying to be that, man. Trying to be that for real. So appreciate everybody that's jumped in there. There's Stephen Abraham in the chat. Good morning, saying that these synthetic drugs are taking over. You hearing anything about that, buddy? Some of the synthetic drugs that are part, are they a factor here with what's going on?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I necessarily haven't heard much, but just through my own observations, the mix is just crazy. And brother Stephen Abraham, you and I kind of had to talk about it as far as just culturally, all the influences, music, social media, just all of it. And brother Stephen Abraham is kind of echoing that. He says, I work in the community and the older men and women have been promoting the street life as culture. for a long time, and
Mm.
now we add these synthetic drugs to the mix with underlying behavioral and medical conditions. It becomes a disaster. And yeah, man, I mean, these kids, I work in studios, so I'm around, and I appreciate brother Ariel's 402 for the correction, and right on. I agree. He says they aren't YN, they are lost kings, referred to them as such. The psychological effect of being labeled saying YN is opposite effect, and I appreciate that. And to that point, I work with these lost kings. I work around these lost kings. I've never seen as many guns in my life as I've seen working here in Atlanta studios. And yes, the synthetic drugs got these kids zombified. I'm talking about I don't even want to start naming them off. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
Everything two molecules away from heroin.
Mm.
So yeah, on top of the synthetic drugs, what Miss Erica Feld is saying is also true. They are babies. They genuinely cannot understand the severity of their actions because that part of their brain hasn't even 1/4 developed yet.
Yeah, that's the thing that kills me. I really, people. Every time I say this, people say it's a slippery slope. But I do think the parents need to be more responsible and involved. I think the parents need to be more held accountable for what the kids are doing. They are in certain other areas, and I'm not sure why they are not in these areas more. Instead of we're doing this in the midst of 556, which is trying to be able to try 12-year-olds as adults and detain 9-year-olds. So is the solution to jail the babies? Because that don't seem quite right. But it's more nuanced than that. Stephen Abraham says, when I go into shelters to help individuals with behavioral and medical services, I'm seeing a trend of young people increasing in occupancy that are affected by the side effects of these synthetic drugs. So we're also talking about that. Anthony
Okay.
Rogers, right? Public safety, public health, public safety.
Man, yeah.
Big time. Also, Celeste Butler in the chat. Good morning. She gave us a good morning earlier.
Peace.
Says a reminder of Beyond the Stigma, hosted by Johnny No Good at the Assembly of the Saints Saturday at 3 p.m. Appreciate you
Man.
reminding us about that. Talking about reaching out to young men and fathers to reach out to some of these young folks too. Shout out to Johnny No Good who's been doing these.
Man, shout out.
Invaluable. I appreciate you reminding me that that's coming up March 29th. 3 to 5. I had it sitting over in my future events and forgot to throw it in because it's coming up. That's tomorrow.
Yeah. And what I love about this picture is the first picture is like maybe 4 or 5 cats. It seems like every time they post this picture, it gets bigger and bigger and deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
Shout out to these brothers.
And in this picture, I see elders. I see very, very young folks in this picture.
Yeah.
I see fathers in this picture, brothers in this picture, and this is ingenious. This is something that I feel like, I come from a situation where this was introduced to me. Men's groups were introduced to me early on, but not too early. In my 30s, I kind of got wind of it, and you can't for brothers to have an outlet and be able to get their emotions out and get their thoughts out and be able to discuss things and get on the same page. It's all, look at all this steel sharpening steel, bro. That's a lot of steel.
Man, all right.
A lot of steel, bro.
Hey, this nation was built with steel.
March 29th, 3 to 5, Assembly of the Saints, of course, 4224 North 24th Street. Shout out to everybody at Assembly of the Saints that provide this space. This is going to be free, and it's towards the brothers, man. This is towards the brothers kind of being able to come and not worry about being thought of a certain way or thought of as weak or thought of as whatever for expressing yourself. Come and express yourself and get this out and talk about it and talk about what we can do. I saw a young lady who I'm a fan of on Facebook the other day saying the most attractive thing about a brother is when he's taking care of his kids.
Man,
when he's putting money into his family, his kids, and taking care of them babies. So, we talk about this all the time. We might have an issue and a problem with some of the young kids out here. We can talk about where they stand and the fact that they're not even fully developed and so on. And then we got these problems, but we talk about family support around here because the family sometimes is an issue. They need to step up more, but those that are doing the best they can and still can't take care of the kid, we need the village to step up. We need the village to step up. And, forget blaming the parents. Help them step up better for the kids, so that we can really kind of have some family support around here. And maybe that is the only thing that's going to help the situation here. So, Shout out to Miss Celeste Butler for reminding me about that. Thank you very much. Miss Erica Felder's reminding us there's always been synthetic drugs. This, we come from the 80s, brother. Just say no era, the crack era. Drugs has always been a factor. And yeah, that's tough. I'm seeing some other stuff in here that I want to jump on to real quick. Wanda Lewis is saying Kathy Trotter's daughter's car was stolen sometime yesterday morning, and she had to leave a message on the police non-emergency number. The only call back later to take her report on the phone. Okay. I find that I've seen people actually jacking cars and call the police while the car was actually getting stolen, and police don't respond to those types of things. They say it's because they don't have enough people to come respond. They're only going to respond to certain things that's happening. And it's because they're constantly trying to weigh what's important, where can we let these officers go help over here, and what can we pull back from so we can have some, that I'm sure that it is a juggling game of that type of thing. But I also think that there needs to be a little bit of oversight so we can kind of say, well, where are you putting your energies and efforts? Because maybe you can pull some of pulling people over back and stuff like that, so you can have more officers available for some other stuff.
Man, that's what I'm thinking.
Maybe we should have that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
RG in the chat is saying because a lot of parents are more concerned with either being the friend or letting external influence raise their children. Got engage your children. Yeah. And like I said, man, I'm not trying to put it all parents. There's a lot of parents out here doing the best they can as well. And sometimes, I've seen situations even in my own family where the children are out of control and the parents have done all they can. And it takes a village. It takes a village. It takes more folks around to be able to try to help and do stuff. More folks, more people, more programs, more things to do, more mentors, more uncles. It takes it all. So yeah, we can't necessarily just say that it's the parents, but we need to look at it from a standpoint of this. We need family support. The whole family needs to be supported, big time. Anthony Rogers Writer says, big up for this event is huge. It really is huge. I appreciate that. I want to show it again. Beyond the Stigma is happening tomorrow. Thank you so much, Celeste Butler. For I would be mad at myself if I got off the show today and forgot to say this event. This is the main one I wanted to show. Tomorrow, March 29th, 3 to 5, Assembly of the Saints. Definitely check it out. The brothers need to show up for this. It's growing. Everybody I talk to say is helping. Every time I run into Johnny No Good, I give him praise for putting this together. We need to have more of this. This is the kind of stuff that's going to help, because these brothers ain't here just to talk about what they're going to do for their own kids. They're here to talk about what they're going to do in the village. It's got to happen. 7:47, man. We already burning through this show this morning. Everybody that's coming through. Yeah. We'll take a quick break and we'll come right back, man, and jump into it, get our thoughts together and come back. Stay tuned. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. I'm Paul B. He's Buddy to Gawd. We'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned. Paul B. If I can get something going here. I wanted to do was
What you got?
Whatever we got, we'll just take what we got. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Kaleidoscope junkies, monkeys tested, vivisected, neglected like art. Mr. Getty spent $1 billion to bring museums to the masses, but 1 billion kids in East LA can't afford to buy canvas. So this generation develops a new kind of art appreciation to how fast the cry line goes on in dark downtown stations. Stand around twisted, Jekyll and Hyde, pyromaniacal styling like Easter Island sea creatures. Smile and cut you in the face. The truck that drove them hydroplaned on the tears of shattered dreams. Poppy seed candy cane tastes sweet to teeth with no insurance. My life drawn in anime. Is it okay to play on the one-way walking backwards? Your rules don't apply to me. I stand defiantly supine. My spine scratches the street and makes a noise similar to the struggle. My black fist cocked in the mist like two gorillas. Game hens, game wardens. Warning, that final shot to fire. You got my chest wired so you can hear the sounds.
Welcome back. Shout out people in the sevens, man. That was a band of the was a part of back in the day. Free moral agents.
Really?
Free moral agents. Yeah, man.
Giving me Dungeon Family Big Groove vibes.
Rest in peace, Ike Owens. Shout out to people in the seven. Shout out to Jay Minor. Yeah, man, that's what I was doing in the 90s.
It's a cold piece right there.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I didn't mean to play it, but I'm glad.
I'm glad you did, and it was relevant. You know,
as I was saying, kind of fitting. Right.
Bob Ross, happy accident.
Yeah, man. Pops in the chat is vibing with you, buddy. He says, yeah, in my early 20s, I would walk into major recording studios during sessions. There would be mounds of coke on the mixing boards. The drugs had been happening big time forever. Right there in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to think if it was as like promoted as it is now. But you had Curtis Blow. Everybody was some ski.
Oh dang! You just ruined my childhood. You trying to tell me Cool Rock Ski had to do with some drugs?
Hey! Ain't no slopes in the hood.
That's wild. It's wild. Shout out! Every time I think about that kind of stuff, I think about Big Wade. Man, I got to give a shout out to Big Wade. Because Big Wade has been rocking the lab for 15 years, man, 15, 20 years now. And he's always has that it's kind of the Switzerland of the city. No matter what set you claim or where you from, you can come to the lab in peace and record your tracks. And I'm sure he's seen some wild stuff too. When I'm thinking about, like you said, you sitting in the studio, a bunch of young folks ain't seen as many guns as you. I'm sure he can tell some of them same stories. Because that's kind of the demographic sometimes when you're dealing with, especially when you're dealing with rappers, when you're dealing with hip hop. The hip hop scene is real close to all that, so you got to deal with it. So shout out to studios that provide safe spaces for people to come in and express themselves. And Big Wade is that cat for me out here in North Omaha for real. And shout out to him, shout out to the lab and everything that's been going on with him. So he ain't just a talented musician; he's an icon and a public figure in North Omaha, as far as I'm concerned, with being a person that provides some of that village energy.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what it is. It's 7:51 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we had a few more things we wanted to kind of jump into a little bit, but it seems like we've taken up the time on this show to talk about what's happening with public safety with us, and what and again. The primaries are coming up April 1st. We're going to have to choose who we're going to have represent District 2. That's going to have to happen there. And then we got another, the general election coming up after that. That's going to hopefully really kind of weed out. It will absolutely weed out everybody who's running, and it'll be down to one person to be able to represent us. And hopefully we'll feel like that person can represent us and shares our sentiment when it comes to what public safety means and what it's about and what they can do about it. But we always like to not really focus on just the one aspect of the political side of a solution.
Piece of a puzzle.
It's only one piece of the puzzle. Exactly. So, shout out to everybody who's in the field, man. I'm really vibing off of what Brother Stephen Abraham is talking about. Him being down, boost to the roots as well. In there helping. Which is going to help that. Miss Erica Felt in the chat, who's got the babies, who she's taking care of the babies, and not just taking care of the babies, but teaching the babies.
Yeah, man.
And that's part of the village. Johnny No Good putting together the event tomorrow. That's part of the village. Getting brothers together to talk about what we can do as men in this community to help and be a part of the village that way, be protectors. And also take care of ourselves as well. This is kind of more for that too. Like we are always trying to be protectors. We're always trying to do things for others. But when do we get taken care of? And this is kind of it leans towards that. This Beyond the Stigma event leans towards that as well. Men also need to be heard and taken care of as well. Can't always pour from an empty cup.
Man, that part.
So shout out to Johnny No Good. Shout out to Assembly of the Saints. Beyond the Stigma. If you're a brother who wants to be able to go express yourself and get around a bunch of like-minded brothers who's trying to do something for us, I highly encourage you to show up. And shout out to the Black Agenda Alliance. Shout out to Sherman Wells Untamed. Shout out to the people who got Boost to the Roots. I've sat in rooms in their meetings where they have been talking to the young folks. They got the young folks there at the meeting, first of all. And second of all, speaking to them directly and inspiring young folks who are so entrenched in what's going on that even though they were entrenched, they still stood up and said, hey, I think I'm ready to get some help from y'all. Brothers who are out here, young brothers who are out here making noise on the streets here.
Yeah.
are standing up in BAA meetings and saying, I think it's time. You guys, I want to. What can you offer me? What can you help me do? And
And
go ahead.
that's the big thing, though. That's the big thing. It's not that these young folks, these lost kings aren't irredeemable or unredeemable. They can be redeemed. And the biggest thing in these conversations is, what else do you have? Because for them, they're not seeing much else. That's really it.
Yeah. Marlon Harrison. Well, first of all, Celeste Butler is giving us the Cash App. Hit Johnny No Good up, man, and help him
Man,
continue
support.
these. Yeah, or food donation for Beyond the Stigma. Appreciate that. Marlon Harrison, I appreciate you, man. You right there too. Boost to the roots in the system, dealing with kids. And I appreciate the post that you've been putting out on Friends of First Sky Omaha. He says the community needs to stop writing these brothers and sisters off. Too many times people want to write off these young people instead of helping them. We got enough people in the city trying to write them off, trying to jail them at 12.
Man.
It don't need to be us writing them off too. I don't have any personal ties to any of the kids that are out here wilding out. I'm fearful as well. I'm fearful, and I'm fearful for my family. Stuff starts popping up. I start calling the family members. Yo, stay in the house. Y'all all right? Y'all driving around right now? What's going on? Because it's a scary thing to have to deal with. But
Yeah.
the one advantage that Omaha got is that somebody knows somebody around here. It's somebody's cousin and somebody's something happening all the time. Like, step up, reach out, bring, tell your friends to come. Hey, I got a little nephew that's out here wilding. I'm trying to get with him. Bring the Beyond the Stigma brothers together and let's go talk to this young man or do something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't, what if the family gives up on the kids, then what's really happening at that point? Then it really is that the people that are building these jails and kid jails and regular jails, trying kids as adults is going to win.
Man, and that's, for me, that's the point. That's the point. As I mentioned earlier, we don't necessarily talk about these things because, one, we sometimes don't have the solutions. And if we don't have the solution, then there's really, the problem exists. So there's no need in doubling down on it. But the need to find a solution I feel, is at an all-time high, because there is an alternative solution that's moving. It's being pushed. They already built the kids' jail. The bills are already being introduced. The money is already allotted. The plan is in motion. So if we're okay with that plan, then we can sit on our hands and do nothing. But I'm pretty sure we're not okay with that plan. I'm pretty sure we're not okay with locking our children up in an already overcrowded situation.
So true. Shout out to Empowerment Network that puts on the 360 meetings. That is a meeting that happens weekly. Probably need more of us to be attending and being a part of that, because that is where you can talk to the police chief. Kimber Snipe says there are only few people in 360 who ask the chief anything if that's the meeting you mean. Myself, Leo, Roscoe Wallace are usually the question askers. So there you go. You have an opportunity each week to go ask what's going on and have some influence on what might be happening as well. Hit those 360 meetings. You can go to Empowerment Network's website and find out where they're, get the address there and find out the times and go check those out. But we all know, most of us that are here know about these 360 meetings already. And a lot of us have written them off too, because we feel like what's going to get done? It's just us working with the cops. We're gonna have to work with everybody. We're gonna have to work with everybody. It's gonna take the whole village, man. This is what this is all about. Empowerment Network is that's their main the main word that they use, even more than empowerment, is the village. They talk about the village all the time. So we got to do it. Stephen Abraham is saying helping the young people will take a huge effort. Helping the adults will take a huge effort. I was picking my daughter from her job, and a parent was picking up their child with a blunt in his mouth. We got to change the negative culture. Okay. Not, everybody might not think having a blunt is a negative, but I understand what you're saying. You got to set an example and do something for the kids as well. And I feel you on that. But again, I don't want to get too far into really blaming parents too hard. I just want to say, it's all about that family support. Family needs support. Family needs support. And that's really all there is to it. And we got to do something about it. Anthony Rogers Rice says, this book, to Buddy's point, changed my life. Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. Great book. Appreciate you bringing that up. That was one that hit me hard too.
Really? Okay, I
Big
haven't, I
time.
haven't heard it. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Big time, man. Big time. It's one of them ones. You better get it before they burn it.
One of them ones.
7:59. If you believe in the concept of time, we're gonna get out of here, buddy. You got some words for the people?
Yeah, man. Just kind of the nature of this show. We had a plan to talk about Trump, but it just doesn't seem as important right now. It doesn't.
I feel you. I mean, it's connected.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all connected. If you ask me, don't get me started. You know, do I gotta get my foil?
We're gonna foil hat. We gonna don't lie. You already got the foil inside the beanie. Don't lie.
Yeah, foil line beanie. Tap in.
Yeah, man. It is good. It's making it harder for us to have a village. It's making it harder for us to have resources. The one thing about city council members is they're gonna be trying to deal with a budget. And that budget, we dealing with a administration right now that does not want to give any money to help to have any programs or preventative or help anybody do anything. So it will be kind of important to get a little of have the purse strings pulled a little bit by whoever's going to make it in the city council, and what their vote is going to be and what their relationships with the other city council members is going to be in order to be able to get the votes they need to do what we need to do for ourselves. So we can't leave out the fact that some financing is part of the village solution as well. We need some money, we need programs, and that's one part of it. So yeah, so it is all connected to what Trump has been doing. And we do have to get into it at some point because it's a little nerve wracking the way that he's this birthright citizenship stuff. They're trying to make it so that if they just all they got to do is be like, nah, we want you out of here, you're deported, and that could be anybody, Native American folks, could even be black folks.
Man, I mean,
going down that path, bro.
Don't get me started on that one. They can try. This is our country. This is our country. This is our country. I wish a European would tell my people to go somewhere else. This is our country. We built this country.
I'm gonna let y'all get with that. I'm going to Ghana. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure.
All right, and you think America ain't gonna follow you there? Like, somebody got to stop this bully.
Oh yeah, I feel that
running ain't gonna stop it. This is our country.
It's not about running. It's about setting up somewhere where you can be able to live and not be.
I feel that.
Right.
I feel that.
Because you can't fight without living first.
Yeah.
Or you said Trump got enough airtime these days. I heard that. That's what's up. We're gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for real. Anthony Rogers Wright said, "Don't read on a full stomach, buddy. Bring some things, some feelings out for sure."
It's like that, huh?
It's like that. It is like that. Like I had to stay away from folks after the fresh read of that book. I was like, I don't even need to be around no white folks at all right now. I'm mad. So regulate self-regulation.
Okay.
It's very important as well. But hey, it's we can't also put our head in the sand like things ain't happening.
That part.
Thank you. We'll see you Monday. We got special guests coming in on Monday as well. Take care of yourselves over the weekend. Try to hit some of these places and events that are happening. Again, shout out to Johnny No Good, man. I can't stress this enough. Man, your brother, you want to go to these Beyond the Stigma event right here from 3 to 5 tomorrow at the Assembly of the Saints for sure. Also, something else I forgot to mention as well. The Essential Gathering Place got the catering menu, the chicken and waffles, all kinds of stuff, man. Hit them up 531-284-3450 to pre-order. Shout out to what they're doing over there at 5001 North 42nd Street in Omaha. Yeah, it's going down this weekend for real.
Shrimp and grits.
Trying to do it, man. Flaming hot cooling balls. I don't know about that name, but fried shrimp and grits. Yeah, we down.
Shout out to the Central Gathering Place. They gets down, man. Sister Stacey McLean, Honey Cut.
Yeah, man.
Shout out. Support. I will say one thing before we get out of here. I appreciate your what you said about living the fight. We got to fight, but do some living this weekend as well. It's supposed to be beautiful outside. It's a lot of things to get into with the family. Enjoy some time with the family, with the babies. Yeah.
Please do.
Live a little this weekend, and then get ready to fight on Tuesday in the polling places.
There you go. Pops in the last word from Pops as for the village, it's like Benjamin Franklin said: if we don't hang together, we will hang separately. Loved the show. We enjoy all the guests, but we also love the shows where it's just you and us. Appreciate you, Pops.
Man, love.
Appreciate you very much. Yeah, I appreciate all of you as well. Shout out to the Umaha tribe elders that allow us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders that allow us to speak before you, and shout out to you, the chat chimers, and also the ghost listeners too.
Man, we see you.
Meet people on the street all the time that say they listen, they tune in. So we appreciate it very much. And even the monitoring spirits, we see you too. We appreciate you joining in.
Thank you.
Even if you're not going to engage, we see that you're checking it out. And that's all we're here to do is just try to raise some awareness and get on the same page, get some togetherness happening, build that village, man. The first thing about building a village is the communication piece. We got to talk to each other. So shout out to everybody who's engaged. Shout out to all the members, $10 people, the $25 people, the $50 people. Really, really thank you very much. And please consider becoming a reoccurring member of First Sky Omaha so we can continue this as well. Go to firstsky.omaha.com, hit the join button, and get down with us. And also get down with some of this merch, man. We're still trying to raise some funds for some good causes. The Fight the Tower shirts are still available. And as part of the proceeds there, go to the Underwood Tenants Group. Shout out to Hassani Lee, who just had a victory here in the courts just recently. Fight the towers. Yeah.
Fight the towers.
Yep. So hit us up. Go to firstsky.omaha.com. Hit us up over there. It's where we're trying to centralize everything we're trying to do. And last but not least, please sign up to the weekly wrap. We'll go ahead and put that in the chat as well if you have not done so. The weekly wrap is actually going to drop today. It is Friday, so 4 o'clock is the day. Tune in and sign up now so you can get today's episode of the weekly wrap. And we'll be talking about all the stuff that we've been talking about, wrapping up the week, but also bringing you some more information as well. And this is also an opportunity for you to feedback. You can also hit us back, firstskyOmaha@gmail.com, or reply to the newsletter so we can continue the conversation outside of social media as well.
Man.
With that said, we're going to get out of here. Thank you. We'll see you Monday. Take care of yourselves this weekend. Have a good one. Peace.
By the way, Van Glorious, this is protected by the red, the black, and the green. At the crossroad with the key.